Hey, what's up? My name is Jessica Flores. For those of you guys who don't know who I am, if you do know who I am, thanks for clicking on this video. So I guess for those of you guys who don't know anything about me, I am 27 recently, as of like 4 days ago, years old, and I am born and raised in Los Angeles, California. Went to USC, studied there, always kind of worked in the radio entertainment space. With that being said, I've always had a home. Like, what I mean by that is when I moved out of my mom's house, I went to college, dormed it there, and I've had an apartment ever since. It's great and I've loved it, and I can continue going down that path.
Or we can switch it up real quick and see what else is out there.
And if you don't know or aren't familiar with Los Angeles, rent is really expensive. It's very draining and it makes it very difficult for younger people to purchase a home. Definitely doable. Shout out to everybody that's done it. For me though, I've still been kind of in this renting cycle. I always knew I wanted to travel. I was never able to travel though. Like I said, born and raised in Los Angeles. I went to college in Los Angeles and I got a job straight away in LA. So I've always been anchored there, but I've always loved going to national parks and seeing different states and taking in different cultures, but I've never had the opportunity to do that. So here we are in 2021, the year after 2020, which on record, legendary year for all the wrong reasons. This year, I think, gave us the opportunity to really reflect on what we want out of life. I was very deep in entertainment. I still do work in that space. But I think after this year, I realized that I didn't want that to be my life and define me forever. It is 100% my passion, radio, and it's what I love to do, but is it the full of who I am as a person? Absolutely not. I want to discover different parts of myself, and when I am anchored to one city, one place, one apartment, kind of doing this cycle over and over again, I just kind of felt a little bit stuck. So for actually the past 2 years, I've been interested in van life, but this last year really kind of kicked everything into high gear. I have been obsessively watching van life vlogs, the pros, the cons. I'm talking like the realistic stuff about van life. I don't want to go into this joking myself and being like, this is going to be one big Instagram worthy adventure and these views are just going to be perfect, life is going to be perfect, like blah blah blah. Van life is not easy, and I'm very, very aware of that. My dad has a cargo van, and since I was little, we would always take it everywhere. We'd go to soccer tournaments across the country, and sometimes my dad wouldn't want to get a hotel and we would sleep out of the van, and it was perfectly normal to me. I understood what it was like getting out of the van and having to find a bathroom. I understood what it was like to not have too much space when I was in this van. I was raised in a beautiful home, a large home as well, so I know what it's also like to have that space and be used to having that space. So where am I at mentally? Well, for the past year, I have, like I said, been obsessing over van life and seeing if this is actually something that I can see myself doing. For anybody that has been contemplating van life or you're kind of on the cusp of it, I totally feel you. I just moved out of my apartment on December 31st. It could not have been better timing. New year, getting all that old energy out of that apartment, now trying to figure out what's my next adventure gonna be. I know this is gonna sound so corny, but I was watching a video of what older senior citizens would have done when they were young, and they're like, just gone for it, do it. Do that adventure, try it out. And in this case with van life, you can always buy the van, convert it, and resell it if it just doesn't align with you and you realize it's just not for you. With that being said, I still have so many freaking question marks in my mind.
Where am I gonna park this thing? Is it safe? Is it gonna be weird having like little to no space?
I want a shower and a bathroom in it, but even then, changing out the bathroom, refilling your own shower tanks, not having that luxury of having 24/7 hot water running, coming across road issues, maybe flat tires, all that stuff, all that being a reality. People breaking into your van or your car, which I think for me is the biggest, scariest issue of them all. Like, I've literally had nightmares thinking about it. And last, I'm not gonna say it's least though, it's, I guess, that societal pressure of society telling you
you're living out of a van, like something absolutely has to be wrong with you.
I don't care. Look, I'd be lying if I said that the opinions of other people haven't got to me. Of course they have. I posted stuff on Instagram kind of bringing up, maybe I kind of want to do van life, and I've gotten some pretty rude messages. But for the most part, I feel like this generation is kind of changing. People are a little bit more more open to different lifestyles. People are kind of tired of society telling you know what, you have to be
this by 25 and this by 28 and by 30, honey, if you do not have a kid in a home, you are a failure. No.
I am 27 years old. I have no kids. I'm doing what I love and I can do it from wherever that I want. I have an amazing team behind me. I have some money saved up. Why not go for this crazy adventure? The more I think about van life, the more excited I get for all the unknowns, the good times, and all the bad times that definitely are gonna come with it. But then I think about living in an apartment, and is it always rainbows and butterflies? You have rent every single end of the month trying to figure out coming up with all that money. I would wake up in my apartment and feel so alone and so empty, especially during quarantine as well. Having so much stuff and so much clutter in my apartment, I felt like brought me down so much as well. I'd open up the closet and oh my gosh, sometimes I wouldn't even be able to close the closet and I didn't even know why or what I had in there. All I knew is I felt like I needed it and I couldn't get rid of it. Also, my landlord, it was his property. He loves his property and I totally understand why there was so much pressure on me. I felt like to not, ruin it or, destroy it as much as possible, even though I am living in that space and I have my own, style choices that I want to do or whatever. I guess just that pressure of it not being mine. So with all those pros and cons, I understand both have positives. A lot of people might be watching this and be like, actually having a house in your apartment has so many more positives than van life. And that's you, and you can continue living that lifestyle. For me though, van life is one of those things where if I don't do it, I'm gonna seriously regret. There is so much to explore, so much to see. I wanna live in a place where I have minimal stuff, just the things that I need, sell everything else. Yeah, I'm gonna live in a small space, but guess what? With that small space, I am able to go wherever the hell I feel like. Of course, other than overseas, but even then I can ship the van over. Just some ideas. I guess I just feel like the cons definitely don't outweigh all the positives. Waking up in different places, yes, a lot of the times it's gonna be a Walmart parking lot. For those of you guys who don't know, Walmart legally, you're able to park in their parking lot without them saying anything. So sometimes it's gonna be a Walmart parking lot, but sometimes it's gonna be a beautiful mountainside or a national park or a sunrise over a beach, and that's priceless to me. In my mind, I'm knowing that it's gonna be my van. I can decorate it, build it, cater it to my lifestyle, my needs. It's gonna be like my personal space. When I'm done with van life, I also know that I can resell the van to whoever wants to take her out on all these endless adventures when I am ready to settle down and buy a home. So yes, it is not your average, ordinary lifestyle. Yes, it's gonna be different. I know I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes. Not to mention, actually building out the van, you guys, is gonna be so freaking difficult. I do not know anything about electricity, electric, plumbing, like how to even freaking cut plywood. I'm sure you just use one of those table saws. I've never done it before. All I know is that I have friends and family that could help me out in those instances when I do have questions. Also, the internet is such an incredible resource for pretty much damn near everything. So with all of that being said, my next chapter in this life, I am so excited to announce, is going to be van life. Oh my gosh. It's crazy because I have been contemplating this, but when you make up your mind, you make up your mind, and I've never been so sure about anything in my entire freaking life. I know I have a lot of work to do in regards to doing my due diligence, finding the right vehicle for me, not rushing into anything. I've already pretty much watched every video on YouTube you can possibly imagine on van life over the past 2 years, new and old, but I'm gonna continue scoping the web for more because I wanna make sure I go into this as knowledgeable as humanly possible. Also, like I said, I would always travel in my dad's van everywhere, so I kind of have an understanding of what it's gonna feel like. And for, I guess, anybody else out there kind of contemplating a big life change, yeah, you're going back and forth in your mind, but when you make that decision, honey, and you run with it. Do not let anybody or any opinion or anybody making fun of you ever deter you, because guess what? One day you and that person are gonna be old. That person's gonna be looking back on their life and not give a shit about what you were doing in your 20s, 30s, in high school, whatever. Everybody's on their life journey, and their opinion is really gonna stop you from doing what you like when one day you guys are both not gonna be on this earth. I know that sounds kind of sad, but I feel like it needs to be said. Anyway, I'm gonna be here trying to find her, let the journey begin to finding my dream van. I'm gonna be vlogging it, documenting it. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys want to follow me on this journey. It is just the first couple days of the year, so this is such an incredible way to start my year. This energy and this, I guess, bravery. I'm honestly so proud of myself. You know what's actually seriously crazy is doing things because society tells you. You know what's actually seriously crazy? Not doing what you truly love because you're scared. You know what's seriously crazy? Allowing life to pass you by as we stay stagnant and comfortable. And I've lived like this before. Anyway, I am gonna get on cars.com again. I've been literally on cars.com, Car Gurus, Edmunds, whatever you want to call it, for months now. It's just so nice to get it off my chest and finally tell the world. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, subscribe if you're interested and following my journey, and let the games begin. Okay, bye guys.